Hey, what's up, my peoples? Welcome to another episode of the Pastry Beer Podcast. I'm your host, Winston Murdoch.
And I'm your hostess.
You're not the hostess, you're the co-host.
I'm your co-host, Talicia Baker.
Yeah, you've been working in a restaurant business too long. You calling yourself the hostess. Anyways, so what's up, Talicia?
Well, nothing much. I'm just here chilling as usual.
Okay, so this podcast is going to be a continuation of the previous podcast. So if you didn't listen to that, you got to listen to that one so you can understand this one. But today we're doing story time.
Story time.
And I'm going to give you a couple of stories of incidents and of experience that I've had in the hotel industry. Hotel / restaurant / whatever. Anything to do with food.
Yes, guys.
So
let's get it.
Let's get into it. So I'm going to continue that story that I was telling in the last podcast. So for the people who haven't listened to it and you don't want to go listen to it, I'm going to start over. So like I was saying, I was working at this villa and was the pastry chef. One day I'm in the kitchen. Somebody called me. One of the front of the house people called me. Oh, there's a guest outside. I want to talk to you. So I was like, all right, bet. Went outside. The guest was outside. She's like, hi. My name is so-and-so. I introduced myself. My name is so-and-so. And she's like, I wanted to ask you a favor. Is there any way you can make me some wheat cake? So I was like, what do you mean? She said, oh, yeah, this, and that. So I thought, because sometimes you're skeptic about doing stuff like that because you don't know if it's the managers that's sending somebody. And you don't want to get in no trouble. Right. So anyways, I felt her out a little bit. I have conversation to see where mine is going, where she going. Ask, where they from and stuff like that. Those are the intricate details you got to know. Right. Because I'm a coward sometimes, you know what I mean? So anyways, we got down to business. She told me what she want. I told her, okay, it ain't I'm not going to charge you. Which is...
Oh, for real? It was free?
It's not free. But if somebody makes something like that for you, they're going to tip you. Now, when you tell them you're not going to charge them, it makes them want to tip you bigger.
Oh. So you was being smart, bro.
Oh, yeah, I do this all the time.
Wow.
So anyways, and if anybody that works in the hotels or like all inclusive,
y'all should do that.
No, I'm not telling nobody to do that. I was going to say they understand.
Bigger tips.
What? Anyways.
They're trying to get bigger tips, man.
But it's not everybody going to do that because sometimes people, they think it's for free. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, I told them the only thing they had to do was they had to pay for the weed. So anyways, I got the weed. And marijuana.
Yeah.
The marijuana is cheap in Jamaica. So you can go and get like a pound of marijuana for like $15.
15?
Yes. That was back then. I don't know what it's like now. So I I told her it's gonna be like $10 for that to get the weed, and she gave me the $10, bought the weed or whatnot, made the cake. But I made it the way I make my cake is I cook the weed in oil and then I puree it. But I make a cake and then sometimes I soak it with rum. So it's like a fruit cake, Jamaican fruit cake.
Yeah.
That's how I make my wheat cake. I don't make a brownie like most people do. So it's very strong. So I decorate the cake. I brought it to their room. She gave me...
Decorate?
Yeah, because I made it, put fondant over it. I wanted it to look nice. Because it was a birthday. It was their birthday.
Oh, and they wanted...
Right.
Whoa.
So it was like 4 girls. So I'm telling you, this place that I'm working, beautiful. Let me set the ambiance for you guys. So just imagine everything is white. The grass are green. Winston. And it's right on the ocean front. Listen to me. Let me set the ambiance for the people.
Okay.
So just imagine, close your eyes. All the buildings are white. All the grasses are green. The trees are blowing. And it's right on the ocean front. I get up to the room. I walk up to the room.
When's a good play and just stop, man.
I knocked on the door. She came to the door. Hi, chef. I said, hello, how you doing? She said, come on, let me finish my story.
Wait.
So she said to me, yo, you got the cake? I said, yeah. She said, oh my God, it looks so beautiful.
Oh my God.
Let me go. Hold on 1 second. So she went back to the room. She came out with like $100. See?
Ooh.
Yeah, I did get $100. Bam, in my hand. I said, no, you ain't got to do it. She's like, no, I just want to, you did such a good job. I got to make sure you're good. I said, okay, thank you so much.
He wanted that.
Oh yeah, I wanted that $100. But anyways, I went like that, bam. So I went back to the pastry shop. So no, before I left, I said to her, you have to take small portions. Please, you can't have like large portions of the cake because it's very strong. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. We do this all the time. And there's other girls in the back they all crunked up. Yeah. So gave them a cake, went back to them. Forgot about it. So one day I was at the front of the hotel too. That's like 3 or 4 days later, I think. I think it's like about 3 days. And the girl that works at the front desk was like, oh, has anybody seen the 4 girls in, let's say, Villa 6?
What?
So I'm standing there like, okay, let me see what's going to happen. So I said to the girl that works at the front desk, I said, what happened? Why you ask? She's like, yeah, we haven't seen them for like 3 days. They haven't come for breakfast. And she's like asking anybody if they've seen them. And the girl was like, oh no, we haven't seen them. And it's like, they haven't come for lunch. Somebody's like, let me call the room and see if they're down there. So when she said that, I started to get scared because I'm like, oh my God, I hope nothing bad happened. You know what I mean? So I ran down to the villa. To their villa, and I knocked on the door. The door opened. I knocked like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And nobody answered. And then finally she came out and she looked messed up. So I said, yo, what's up? How you guys doing? She's like, oh, we good. You know what? Maybe it wasn't 40. Maybe it was like 2 days. I think it was 2 days. But anyways, I said, you guys okay? She said, yeah, we good. She's like, yo, after we had the cake, I don't remember nothing. And she said, oh, they were supposed to go rafting on the Rio Grande.
What? They missed all of that?
They never. So I'm trying to stay cool at this point. So I was like, okay, so what are you guys doing? She's like, oh no, we just come, just chill today and probably go to the beach because they had a beach on the property. And I said, you know what? Listen, if you need anything, you call me. You guys ate? I'm trying to make
you're trying to be nice.
I'm trying to make sure they go stay good. Lord. Yeah, man. And then when I looked in the room, it was like half of the cake was gone. Because I could see in the room from the door. Yeah. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Damn,
they ate a lot. So anyways, I left. They called me. I made them some food. I took it to the room.
So you were a personal chef
yeah, man.
now.
I was trying to make sure they was good after that because I told them not to eat too much. So anyways, like 2 days after that, they got better and they came out and was like, Chef, I don't know what you did to that cake, but it was really good. We loved it. And I'm like, what? You loved it? You didn't remember what happened for a whole day? And then she gonna tell me if I think she could take it back to America with her. I said, hell no.
I don't answer.
First of all, I'm thinking that you're not gonna take that to the airport and they're gonna ask where you got it from, and you're gonna call my name. I said, no, you better throw it in the garbage. She telling me, oh, I don't think they're gonna know it's a weed cake. I said, yes, the dog in the airport gonna find out what it is. So you better. Oh man,
that would be obvious, bro.
But anyway, they left, guys, and they never she never took the cake,
which threw it away.
I think they threw it away. I don't know what they did with it, but I know they did. She told me she's not gonna do it, and I hopefully they didn't. I'm not sure, but I don't think they did. But anyways, that was the first. That was a major. That's the worst experience I've had in making a wheat cake, and I've done it a lot. Because I realized when people come to the Caribbean, that's the first thing they want.
Wheat cake.
A wheat cake, or they want to get some weed. Always. That's big business, man. When you work in an all-inclusive, everybody's selling weed and cocaine.
Selling weed.
Everybody sells weed and cocaine.
Oh, for real?
If you go to an all-inclusive, somebody there, at least 3 or 4 bartenders, mainly, sell cocaine and weed and perks. Yeah, you can get anything you want when you go on vacation. Anything.
Well, I know that. I remember going to, what was it, Cuba?
Cuba?
Mexico.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, you don't speak Spanish? ¿Qué pasó?
Hola.
Todo bien. Okay, I'm like, okay, forget it. Anyways, yeah. So you went to
Mexico, and they was selling
weed. Cocaine.
Yeah,
Where?
The man asked. When we were passing, he was like,
I ain't hear that.
You want some dope?
Dope or cocaine?
Cocaine. And we were laughing, bro.
Oh, yeah. You get that.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, for real?
I don't remember seeing that. But I gotta tell you that if if you go to any one of these Caribbean countries, you can definitely get it. Just ask the bartender. The bartender always got the plug. Always. I'll give you another story. So I get into another story, guys. So this is another property. Now, this time, this is an all-inclusive property. And it's on the, okay, we can say, it's in Ocho Rios. Right? So I'm in Ocho Rios working at this property. They had a chef. And this chef has been working in the hotel about 30-something years. So he's well known, you know. All the guests that come there over and over, they know him. They love him. Yes, love him. This guy does what he want to do. The funniest thing.
All the time.
All the time. So let me tell you one story about this guy. So it's an all-inclusive, so you don't pay for food. Everything is included. You know what I mean? So anyways, he was one day in the
In the what?
He normally do, I don't want to say too much. People gonna. Anyways, he normally do breakfast. I don't think he worked no more. He normally work breakfast shift. So this is what happens when he comes to work. He does the breakfast, and then he preps for the next day.
Oh,
so when I used to work the morning shift, so I get in work. He's there. I go on the line. I go check the breakfast line. I was a supervisor.
Oh.
So I used to go in the morning. I work in a pastry shop. I check the breakfast pastry, make sure everything is good, and I get back to the kitchen and start setting up for lunch and doing whatever.
All that.
Right. So, anyways, Buddy was set up, did his thing. There's so many stories I could tell about this guy, but I'm gonna try to get to like the funnier ones that I think are funny. So one day, lunch is served. He did his breakfast shift. He prep. He don't prep, matter of fact. He just do like the small things. Cause he used to make omelets. That's all he used to do, make omelets.
Oh.
He worked the omelet station. So he left, right? So there was like a beach club where you get burgers and stuff and right on the beach. Yeah. So one day I'm walking, and it was like the bar is on top of the beach club. So there's a bar, and then under the bar, there's the beach club. So I'm from where the kitchen, the buffet line is located. Yeah. You can see the bar. And then you know the thing is below it. So I'm seeing the smoke coming from where the beach club is. I'm like, what the hell is going? So I walk down there, down to the bar. By the time I'm getting to the bar, I'm seeing a line. A line? Yes. For what? Burgers? Oh my God, my microphone. But yeah, I saw this line. I didn't know what it was. Oh. I saw a long line of people with plates. I'm like, what the plate? But you know, the burgers sometimes is popping down there. So after lunch, people normally eat lunch and they go to the beach around 2:30. They're hungry again, so they're getting, you know burgers. What I mean? They're gonna get a burger and some fries. When I got down to the beach club, the grill was filled with lobster. Wait. So the burger grill is filled with lobster. Whoa. And lobsters are only served like one day a week in the hotel because it's expensive. And they have like one day. So the guy, when I looked, I saw it was the guy. So instantly I know what's going on. I was cracking up. But the grill is literally fit. I think it was like probably each time the grill could fit about 40 lobster tails. 40? Yeah. I mean whole lobster tails. Oh. So you're looking at, if it's 40 whole and you cut them in half, that's 80 pieces. 80 pieces of lobster. That's a lot of lobster. This guy was grilling lobster, and the funniest part about it is he was selling it. Now listen, guys, if you heard what I said, it's an all-inclusive. So everything is included. It's free. This guy was selling lobster tail. Whoa. Legit. He was selling them for $5. What? $5. And the people were lining up for it, you know. And most of the people who go is people who know him. And the people who know him is telling other guests. So it's a lot. So guess what the other funny part about that is? The lobsters from the hotel. So weird. He got lobster from the hotel. And he's selling the lobster in the all-inclusive. When I went there, and guess what? Funny, people know him, but nobody saying. Know? Yeah, the managers know, but nobody's saying nothing. Because guess what? It's the way the hotel is set up is it's important to make sure the guests that return to the hotel are having fun.
Oh.
So they just want to know these people are happy. They don't care about, because it's very important for the return guests. Because these are the ones that like hold the place up. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Right? They spend the most money. Because when they come, they be doing. So it's
doing
like,
the most.
man, yo, I'm telling you guys, this guy it was so funny to see him work. Like he's the only person that can go in the bar and pour his own beer. He's drinking on the job.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In the morning when he's doing omelets, when the bartenders come to work,
They
want breakfast. So what they do is they got to bring him in one of those water jugs of beer.
What?
So sometimes
that's a lot, right?
Yeah. You think that's nothing? Every morning he has like 3 or 4 beers. I mean, the jugs of beer.
What?
Big jug. Yeah, they probably hold like 24 ounces.
So he's
And
always drinking.
Yes. Each bartender is bringing one of those, and he give them breakfast.
What?
Sometimes, let me give you another story.
This is too much, Vincent.
All right. I'm going to give you one more story about him. So one day, again, the same beach club, because that's where he makes his money, you know.
Oh,
after he finished working, he go down to the beach club to help out.
Oh, Lord.
This is a part of his job. He's supposed, if it's busy, he work there until his time is done. He go home.
Oh.
One day I'm down there chilling, me and him talking, and it's funny. I saw a guest coming like, "Hey, what's up, man? You good?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then the guest would just pass him something. I'm like, "What the hell is they passing?" I wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean? Because, like I'm saying, I'm not expecting nothing.
You
So,
thought it was like
another
regular?
guest, right? Another guest came and had handed him a cup. So I was like, "What is that?" And it was like Bailey's in the cup.
Bailey's rum cream?
Yeah, it's a Bailey's cream, yeah. So the guest gave him the Bailey's, you know, they talked a little bit and they left. Another guest came, gave him another cup with Bailey's. So I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Why everybody is giving him Bailey's?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, he must really like it. And I'm there talking. So I start talking to another person. I saw another person came with another cup of Bailey's. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch to see what's going on here. Boom. One more guest came. And this is different people, you know. Came with another cup of Bailey's. And next thing I know is he got a big Pepsi bottle underneath the table that he's pouring the Bailey's in.
Filling it up. What?
This guy
is crazy.
Funny.
That's crazy.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is a next level stuff. You know what I mean? He used to take the Bailey's, put it in a bottle, and take it home. How he take it out of the property, because there's always securities at the gate searching. Never knew. Nobody knows. Another story about him again. The last one.
About him?
I promise.
You just said that was the last one, Vincent.
So one day, they ran out of shrimp. They had a party. They needed shrimp. They ran out of shrimp. And he was there. He's like, what do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. They were talking. The chef was executive chef. And he said to them, oh, I got some shrimp. I could get you some shrimp. So they said, everybody looking at him like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, I know somebody that works at a place that could get you some shrimp on the fly. And it's like, how many shrimp? He said to the chef, how much shrimp you need? The chef said, like, oh, there's gonna be like 6 cases. Now, each of one, I think like a box of shrimp is like probably 6 pounds. Something like that, I think, back then. And he said, okay, I'll make a phone call. He made a phone call. He brought in 12 boxes of shrimp. 12? Yeah, I think it's about 12.
Where you get shrimp from?
Hold on. So, you know, the vibe went out of it, whatever. A couple of days after, he was having a conversation with somebody, and I was standing there. And he was talking. The shrimp he sold him is a same shrimp from the hotel. This guy, I don't know.
He took the shrimp from the hotel and he
sold it back to them. And he sold it back to them.
Whoa.
I don't know how he took it out of property, but he did.
But 12, bro?
Yeah. 12 cases.
That's
12 boxes of shrimp. That's a lot of shrimp.
That's a lot.
He made a good change, man. There's so many stories about this guy, man.
Oh, Lord.
So many stories. Like, sometimes when you work in the hotels, like I said, it's super difficult because, you know, some of the people, you know, some people that are they don't have they don't. Some of the hotels don't pay that good. You know, so some of the people be doing what they want. Like you can eat as much as you want, but you can't take none of the food when you leave it. So a lot of this food just be going in the garbage. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to think that how much food they throw away on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It is so much food that get wasted in the hotel, and the thing that you can't take a plate home for your family. You know what I mean? But then you have some people that just find ways of doing things.
Try to
you have
take 12 boxes of shrimp.
12 cases of shrimp, man. But like I said, guys, that's another story of working in the hotel industry, which is crazy. So,
but for me, like a funny story or something crazy was when I was working and everyone called out. Well, it was like three of us were working and everyone else called out. So it's like eight persons were supposed to be working the night and the dishwashers called out.
Really?
So it was like 2 chefs, a person and I, and this line cook, this prep chef. So it was the 3 of us there.
So everybody, was it planned?
We don't know, but
you weren't aware because everybody else that did maybe had planned that.
So when they called out or whatever, we tried getting in contact with them, and like they were saying, "Oh, my baby mama just had a kid," and
all type of
lies. And I mean, we're using all the pots in the kitchen, so everything pile is a whole top. Yeah,
right.
It's stacked up under the kitchen sink, and I mean, like we were there and said, "Yo, who's gonna start washing up?" Because the pots are almost out, and you have customers ordering food. So it was crazy that night, and the boss was there as well. So we're saying, "Yo, the boss or the manager, who wants to wash up?"
Nobody wanted to wash.
No. It was crazy. But then the manager came in. He was the food and beverage manager. He came in and was washing up the stuff. He gave us liquor. So, a bribe.
Right.
Yeah, to say, "Oh, you can wash up or whatever." But it was a case where, one chef washed and another chef rinsed and somebody else cooked.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It was really crazy.
I've seen situations like that too, with the same calling out thing. I remember this girl. We used to work in the pastry shop together, and she wanted to go somewhere with her girl, but she was a lesbian.
Oh, she was gay?
Yeah, so she wanted to go out with her girlfriend, this new girl that she met.
Oh. Now
everybody in there know. And I was a supervisor at the time.
You were the supervisor?
Yeah, I was an assistant supervisor.
Oh.
So, so she was I at that time or no? I don't remember. But anyways, she came in and she decorated like she was really good at her job. And she came in, her list was there, all the things. I was the supervisor, and so she had a list. We used to write a list for everybody.
Yeah.
So she was the best at decorating cakes. So I gave her like 3 or 4 cakes to do, and to wedding cakes, because we used to do weddings. Pay the people get the wedding cake with the package. So anyways, I gave her the list. She came in. She did the most important things off the list first. And
which was wedding cakes.
Right. But at this point, I wasn't paying attention to that. So I'm in there, and she picked up a bucket. And the next thing I know, she fell on the floor. And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I ran over. I grabbed her. A couple of people ran over, grabbed her. And then she got up. Nah, I'm dead serious, man.
I think I know where this is going.
So she got up. They picked her up. And she kind of like put her hand like it's broken. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I said, you okay? She said, yeah, I'm okay. And I said, you want to go to the nurse? And she's like, no. And then I was like, no, you got to go to the nurse. And her friend, which now I realize he was a part of everything, he took her to the nurse. You know what I mean? And she came back with a bandage on her hand and everything and a note. The nurse sent her home. So after she left, I'm down one person. So I'm like, Jesus, man. What am I do now? Anyways, we ended up making it through the day. The following day, she came to work. She was good. No. That's a lie. Because she went out with the girl.
Yeah.
So she was out for like 2-3 days. She took like 2 days off.
Oh.
Because she planned everything, which I didn't know. I learned this afterwards. So she came back after 2 days after, and she was good. Anne was working perfect again. So I'm like, damn, what the hell she did to the hand? Why it's working so good again? You know what I mean? Because the way she was acting that day when she fell, and she didn't fall, she fell on. She put
slip.
She didn't slip. She just, I don't know what she did, but the next thing I know, she was on the floor. I found out from somebody that she did that on purpose, so she can get the day off. The extreme that people go through sometimes
to get time off.
That was
crazy.
That was crazy. And I was like, okay, this is some next level stuff. I've never seen, and up to this day, I've never seen nobody that has done anything as elaborate or drastic as that to get some time off. I've seen a lot though. I've seen a lot. I've seen people. I saw somebody call out and told somebody told their boss their grandmother died.
Oh, well, I think that's a pretty common thing.
I'm not telling nobody my grandmother died.
So
let me give you the story. So the person wanted to go away for a couple of days.
Oh.
They called their job. It's like, oh, my grandmother died. So the job's like, oh my God, really? Condolence to your family. Yeah, whatever, right? She didn't tell him that she was at work, So she's like, she told him her grandmother died, and she had to go to the funeral like 2 days because it's in America. In America, it's not like Jamaica where they take 2 months to bury you. Like if you die this week, chances are you're gonna be chances are 1 week is most you're gonna be in. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So she told him this week and told him that the funeral gonna be next week. So the job's like, okay, tell us the funeral home so we can send flowers. Now, her grandmother's dead 20 years ago, right? She just wanted to go on vacation and she wanted to use her personal time. She got bereavement pay. Yes.
What?
Yeah, so guess what happened now? They're requiring information about the dead grandmother.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because it's just common courtesy.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And in order for her to get the bereavement time, she had to give them information. So they asked for the funeral home and the information of the body, the name of the person and stuff. Listen, she didn't have a funeral home. She had a cousin that worked at the morgue.
Oh.
She called the cousin and told the cousin, listen, I need you to tell me a funeral that's going on this date. So the cousin shopped around. He found the funeral. He called her, gave her the information. She gave it to the job. The job sent flowers and a bunch of stuff to the people's funeral, which wasn't hers. So now I'm thinking, I don't know, because it was like far away. So it was like Atlanta.
Whoa.
So I'm thinking these people must have get flowers from the job.
They got a lot of things.
They got a lot of, because the company sent a bunch of stuff for the funeral.
Whoa.
Just to get some time off. Can you believe the extreme that people go to?
For me, well, the most I've done to get time off was, lied about having school. So it was like, if I wanted to leave early, I'm like, yo, I just started my pastry course and I have to leave at 12. But, yo, I really just wanted to go home and sleep.
Really?
Like later.
I don't think
but I knew that I was gonna get paid. So I was like, yo, I had class at 12 and I have to leave before 12 because class starts at 12. Yo, and I leave. It was crazy. Another time, I did this a couple of times.
Yeah, you just said you only did it one time.
Yeah, I just remember. I had this back issue. Yeah. So it was, acting up for a while, and I was home for a couple of weeks, but it got better, right? Right. But I was still getting paid, so So I just took a couple more weeks.
Oh my God! Oh, you was getting paid while you was off.
So I was
Oh,
off
that's a
for
win-win right there.
for like a month.
And getting paid?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so let me give you another story, guys. So this is a story about me. Okay. If anybody knows me, they know I'm not good with cooking rice. For some reason, all my 15 years of being in the kitchen
Dun, dun, dun.
and working in all these different departments,
You can't cook rice.
I cannot cook rice for the love of Jesus.
Oh Lord.
I think, and I've tried every technique that you can think of, and the only one technique that works for me is putting the rice in a pan and put it in the oven. That's the only one that works. But if I cook rice, it's either I'm gonna make it really mushy or it's gonna be tough. So I was working at this place right now. Majority of my experience is working in a pastry shop. So I got a job at this place. I was doing a transition. I got the job at this place, and they told me to make a staff lunch.
Staff lunch.
Yeah, it's like everybody get a day to make the staff lunch, or what they call it in America, family meal.
Oh.
So I was making the family meal / staff lunch. They made rice, typical stuff, chicken, whatever, goat, curry, oxtail, whatever. So this specific day, I was making like a big, I think it was about 10 pounds of rice.
What?
Start the rice, flavor was good. Midway the rice, it just, I don't know what happened.
Strawberry.
It just started going downhill from there. So I said, oh shit. So somebody was there with me. They like, oh, come on, just do this, this, and this. I was like, hell no, I'm gonna throw it away. I start over. I threw the 10 pounds of rice away.
What?
Yes. I'm feel stressed out talking about this right now. But guys, I'm doing this for you. So I made another pot of rice. Cooking the rice. It's going a little bit better now. Boom. Start going downhill again. And I was like, okay. Another guy came and was like, don't worry about it. Just put some more water, cover it with some plastic, and let it steam.
So why didn't you listen to him?
I did, but it was too late. So anyways, I put the rice in the pot, the rice cook, the meat cook, and everything ready. It's time for me to share all these food for the people. Now the people, it's late because I messed the rice up already and I had to start over. So now it's like 12:30. I'm supposed to finish at 11:30 still.
Whoa.
It's 12:30. Everybody's standing outside waiting on the food. So I'm sharing food, making plates. Almost done. And I heard a little voice in the distance says, and I'm going to say this in patois. Who cooked this rice here? Let me tell you something. I kind of turned the antennas up on my head because I wanted to make sure I heard what I heard. And then I heard somebody respond, it's the new chef. So let me translate that. Somebody was saying in the background, who made this rice? And somebody responded and said, it's the new chef. So me being the feisty person I was back then, I stepped outside.
Whoa.
I know I didn't do a good job on the rice, but I was not going to go down like no little punk. So I stepped outside and I heard them talking. They're like, oh my God, this rice is so tough. The rice is tough for real, I'm telling you, Talisa. This rice, it seemed like it wasn't cooked. Like the outside part closer to the pot was cooked, but the center wasn't cooked. Don't know why, don't know how. I'm defending myself though. So I said to the girl, I said, yo, what you said about the rice? She was talking to a dude. He's like, the rice is tough. I said, listen, if you have a problem next time you bring food from your house, okay?
There's no
I went
matter.
right back in. And I said, anybody else have a problem, you can do the same thing. Because I was feisty. This is like my second week in the job,
With your tough rice?
Yeah, with the tough rice. I was bad. I was bad. So anyways, the funny thing about that is, ever since that day, nobody messed with me. It don't matter. No, because I'm trying to explain it as simple as possible so people can understand what I was saying. But I went really, really rough with my response to her and the dude. So nobody wanted to say nothing because they realize that I'm not no walkover. I'm not gonna sit and let you not because I didn't cook the rice good don't mean you're gonna talk smack about me.
Oh.
And then you're gonna talk about me right in front of my face.
I get you.
You know what I mean? And the funny thing about that whole rice situation, it took me, I think even months after that, I was still messing the rice up. Until I got to a point where I told him I'm not making it no more. Because I just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And even today, guys, I'm still not good at making rice. Which is crazy. I follow the recipe.
Well, you can cook it in the oven.
If I make it in the oven, it's fire.
So you should say that. You can cook rice on the stove, but you can cook it in the oven.
I've cooked like 25 pounds of rice in the oven. Perfect. Every time. But if I put it on the stove?
For me, bulk cooking is not
super hard.
Not my thing.
Oh, why not? Oh, you're not as, but it's not that difficult.
Like 20 pounds of rice.
Let me tell you something. If you're making that much rice, you have to get a wide pot. If you cook that much rice for me, I can't.
Oh.
It seems, I don't know if I think it's the amount of water, and then you can't stir the rice when it's cooking. Once all the rice, the water extracts out of it, you gotta just let it do its thing. But I used to stir it.
But I've never cooked that much rice, but just to hear, you need to cook 10 pounds of rice or 20 pounds. I'm like,
oh yeah, I can do that. I've done that a lot. I can do. Jesus. I've cooked for over 200 people by myself.
In the oven.
For a wedding. No, not in the oven. In the oven and on a grill.
You cook the rice in the oven?
Yeah, I did cook the rice in the oven. I'm not gonna try that again. But yeah, man, that was my story. That was one of my situations that I will never forget ever, as long as I'm here. And like I said, there's a million things I can do in the kitchen, but I think everybody has one of them bad days, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody got a bad day in the kitchen,
or have something that they're just not that good at.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy. But you know what? I'm gonna give you one more story about me, because you don't seem like you have a lot of stories.
No, I really don't. I don't have a lot of stories.
So,
or maybe I should think.
Okay, you can think while I'm talking. But anyways, which was story? I'm telling about this one. So I was working at this other property. I keep saying that. I'm not gonna call no names for them. I never really did. Like I'm super good at what I do. And once I'm working in a kitchen, or no matter where I'm working, if I'm there for 2 weeks, it takes me 2 weeks to understand the structure and the system. And once I get it, that's it. I'm
the boss.
I'm the boss. Yeah. I take control. Like once I understand the menu, I know how to flex the menu, and I channel everything around the way I do things. So I set up a structure for myself. So I know how long each item gonna take me to make. I know, So for instance, I used to work at this spot, and I used to do the dinner service and the lunch service, and mainly the dinner. I just used to help out with the lunch. So I used to have to go to work at 2. I get to work at 2 and I work till like 11. 90% of the time, I get to work at 2, I clock in, and then I'm out. I'm either in the town, walking around or whatever, and I'll get back about 5:30, and by 6:30 I'm ready for service. That's how good. Now let's say I get back about 4:30. So 4:30 to 5:30 I'm ready for service, and the service starts at 6. It takes me 1 hour to prep.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because
it's a lot of things, or because
I write a menu
organized?
every day. I used to write a menu every day.
Oh,
so sometimes I run the menu 2 days, but majority of the time. So you set up your line where you have starch, your starch, and you cook your protein to order. So I'm either making rice and mashed potato or whatever, and then I make a soup. But like I'm saying, I'm so quick. I know how long it's gonna take me.
Because you're organized.
Yeah. So anyways, one day they put me on the breakfast shift because somebody was off, and we went out the night before. Now
You went out?
The Jamaican culture is, you know, Friday, Saturday is the day that you party. So where I was, it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
yeah, we had a party on Thursday, which was popular. Yeah. So anyways, I went out the night. There was this party. Back then, I used to drink a lot. So we went out. I drank. Got super drunk. By the time I got home, it was like 5 in the morning.
5?
Yeah. No, it was about like 4. And I was supposed to be at work at 6. So, but this is something that I do regular. Like I used to go out and stay out all night and then just go straight to work.
I've done that.
I think everybody who's worked in the kitchen has done that at some point.
I've done that. I've done that already.
When I say do, I mean like every week I'm doing that. Like at least 3 times a week.
Well, that wasn't a weekly thing for me.
Oh yeah, I was like I said earlier, like I said before, like when you work in a hotel or a kitchen, you become a part of that system where you drink or you smoke. You have to find something to release some of that.
You stay up late or something.
Yeah. So anyways, went to the party, came in about 4 to my house because I was driving this. I had a car back then. So the reason why I got home so late, I had to drop people off. So by the time I was done with that and got home, I lay down, said, you know what, let me just close my eyes for a second. I closed my eyes for a second. The next thing I know, it was 6:30. When I don't know what I felt like somebody touched me.
6:30?
Yeah. I was supposed to be at work at 6.
Oh.
I got up at 6:30. Now, the distance from my house to my job was it's like 10 minutes drive. I swear to God. I'm not even sure if I took a bath because I don't remember. I know I got up and I looked at the clock and it was 6:30. Now, I was working with a friend. He was supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
But we was both out the night before drinking.
Oh, so y'all.
And he was drunk because he had rode off the side of the road. He was just driving wild. You know what I mean? And I was worried about him, but his girlfriend was there with him, so I was like, he's probably gonna be good. But anyways, I got up at 6:30. I took the fastest bath or shower in history. I went in and I went out. Boom, boom. Took a shower.
Ready.
I ran out that house so fast, jumped in my car, got to the job. I ain't even parked the car. I stopped right on the side of the road. I ran in the kitchen. Ran to the because it's 6:30. Normally breakfast serves at 6:30.
Breakfast
serves at 6:30. No, 7. Sorry, 7. 7. You know, if somebody wants it earlier, you have to prepare it. So we would normally come in early. If somebody's checking out early, we would come in like 5. So breakfast starts at 7. This is like 7 o'clock when I got there, you know. So I got in the kitchen. The first thing I did was I ran straight to the front of the house, to the restaurant. I looked outside. There was nobody there. Ran back in the kitchen. I put my pot on. I put like 4 pots because I had to make a cereal, which was what we call porridge. So I made oatmeal. So I put a pot on for that. I put another pot on for the yams and stuff for the Jamaican breakfast. And then I had another pot with just water. And then I just started, because most of the other stuff was prep, like the seasoning, the marinade, onions and stuff.
Yeah.
So boom, boom, boom. So while I'm doing all of this, I started thinking to myself like, yo, I forgot about Dude. No, when I was driving down to work, I remember Dude. So I called him. His girlfriend picked the phone up. So I said, yo, where's Dude? Where's Dude? She said, oh my God, Dude is sleeping. I said, yo, wake Dude up and let him know he got to come to work right now. She's like, all right, bet. She started waking Dude on the phone, you know. He not getting up. He's saying a bunch of stuff in the background. I'm like, yo, because at this point they wanted to fire him.
Oh.
So I didn't want him to not come to work. So anyways, telling her, wake Dude up. She said, all right, boom. She told me she's going to call me back. I'm almost at work now. He lived like 5 minutes away from the job, maybe less. So I say, I called her back. He's like, yo, he's up yet? She said, no. I said, listen, go get some water and throw on him. But whatever you do, you have to get him up. She's like, oh, all right, bet. So she started doing that, whatever. I called her back. When I got to work now, I called her the 3rd time. I said, yo, where he's at? She said, oh, he just left. So I'm like, all right, good. This is about 7:30, almost 8 o'clock, you know. No, it's about 8 now.
And y'all was supposed to be there from 6?
Right. So I'm almost done prepping now by the time he got there. So when he got in the kitchen, He looked a mess. He was he was still drunk. So the girl, somebody called me. The security called me. He's like, yo, the dude that just came in the kitchen, they called his name. What's going on with him? I was like, nah, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And the security was like, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. He just drove his car in the fence.
In the
I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, he crashed the car in the fence. But it wasn't like a big, you know what I mean? But he ran it up in the fence. So I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, I guess he was parking.
Yeah, he was parking. But he was drunk. So I said, dude, you hit the fence? He's like, oh, I don't know. So I'm like, listen, man, go sit in the corner over there. I told him to clock in and said, go sit in the corner and wash your face. So he's washing his face. And the next thing I know, one of the owners came in. Because the owner was on property. He was staying on property. They live in London. So the owner came in and the owner was like, what's up, Winston? What's for breakfast? The dude always eat the same thing every morning. Oatmeal with whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I want my breakfast at this time. You know what I mean? I said, okay, fine. And he went to the back where the dude was sitting down. Dude was like this under the pipe with the water running on the side of his face. The dude's like, Winston, what's wrong with him? I said, I don't know. He got a fever, you know. So I'm just trying to help him to bring the fever down. That's what I was telling the man. Because I didn't want him to find out that he was drunk on the job. So the man's like, oh, man, you should send him home. I said, no, he's going to be good. You know what I mean? I'm just letting him, you know, cool down for a little bit. And the man's like, oh, okay. So he left and whatnot. So I had to put him in the chef office to sit down for the rest of the day. Now, I'm drunk too, you know. I was drunk, but because of all the, what do you call that?
Alcohol.
Not the alcohol, like the adrenaline. Adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Yes, that was pumping in my body because I didn't want to mess things up. Because back then I was wild, man. I was wild. I was rude and wild. I was cursing people out left, right, and center. I used to go to the office every 2 days. Every day, threatened me they're going to fire me for like 6 months. Every 2 days I was in the office for something different. Every day something different. You know, but that story,
but
I think
that party scenario was funny.
The funny thing is that nobody found out he was drunk. Nobody knew that we was late. Oh. And the day went perfect, you know. The day went perfect, but I was worried in the morning, man. Like I said, because I was going to the office so much, I know it was, and the only reason why they didn't fire me, because this is something I do. Whenever I go somewhere to work, I make sure there's things in the kitchen that nobody else can do that I can do. So when I write a menu, I write my menus where I'm the only one that can do some of the stuff on there. So I teach you some stuff, but then some things I'm gonna keep to myself.
Why?
Because I'm planting myself, and I make a presence. Like I make sure the guests love me. You know what I mean? I make sure when I'm doing my job, I do it to the best of my ability. So even when I slack off with other stuff that's not about the job, you know, it's hard for you to let me go because I'm so good at what I do.
Yeah, I get you.
So I always do that, and that's one of the things that saved me because, like I said, because I was so good at what I was doing.
You did what you want to do.
I could do what I want to do.
Oh,
but some of the managers wasn't having it, and the boss loved me. The boss mom, I used to bake her like banana bread and stuff. Oh my God, so that lady loved me.
She liked you.
And because the boss is he loves his mom, so
so it was a win-win.
Yeah, man, they try to write me up.
All of that.
Oh yeah. Nothing. I cursed out. I remember one time I cursed out this I ain't gonna go into that one. You know what, I'm gonna give a little part. I cursed out this new manager guy. He was the front of the house. He was the manager for the front desk.
What do you mean you cursed him out though?
Because he came to the kitchen. This was like his second day. I was off his first day. The second day I came in, he was in the kitchen telling the chefs what to do. So I was like, okay. So I was standing back like, okay, so he's the boss and what am I? You know what I mean?
Oh, so you're the boss? You were the boss?
I was a supervisor.
Oh.
I was a pastry chef, and when the other dude that did the chicken thing I told you about, when he left, pretty much I was in charge for a little bit. Or if there's nobody, because I'm not a, you know,
bossy.
Right. But I'm not bossy, but I'm not too fond of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So anyways, he came in and he's like, you know, all over the kitchen, like telling people what to do. Oh, do this, do that. So I was like, yo, who's the guy? This guy. I said that in front of him. I was like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? And he's like, who you talking to? I said, I'm talking to you. And he's like, oh, you have no respect. I said, what the? But I was talking in my dialect, my patois. And me and him got into it.
So it was really disrespectful.
I wasn't disrespectful, but I was just blunt. I was blunt.
You were
You know me, I'm blunt. I'm
Truthful.
straight. So I said what I said, and he got mad at me and took me to HR. And HR was like, oh, Winston, you was disrespectful to him. I said, listen, I'm speaking in my native dialect. And this guy was upset at that. And taking it as an insult. That's not my problem. You know what I mean? And, yo, I was I crack people up. So in the meeting, I had everybody laughing, and he got so upset.
In the meeting?
Yeah, because they had took me in a meeting. He was in the meeting. All the other managers was in the meeting, and they was trying to scold me.
And he was a laughing stock.
And everybody was laughing because I was just acting stupid. I was saying stuff. I wasn't saying stupid stuff. But the way I say stuff was just funny. Like at one point I was like, Winston, what did you say to him? And I'm speaking in proper English now, And I'm like, I'm sorry for speaking in my native dialect. I will never talk in patois again to anybody. And that's exactly what happened. And he's like, oh, he don't take this thing serious, So I'm gonna leave. He left. He walked out of the meeting.
Wow.
We was in there for like an hour. And he walked out. And the lady's like, oh, Winston, you gotta behave yourself, But anyways, that's the end of story time, guys. Thank you for listening to the Page Beer podcast. I'm your host, Winston Murdoch. We're what?
Weren't we supposed to say this at the first part?
We did, but I'm doing an
I'm your co-host.
You ain't got to say the same thing if you don't want to. I don't know why you always got to follow me.
I'm your co-host, Alicia Baker.
And please follow me at Chef W Murdoch on Instagram or at Page Beer TV. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Or follow me at Telicia, which is TELECIA _Panadero, which is PANADERO, and y'all can click my link in the
bio. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. You was taking too long. You pulling that out like it's a story time.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.